Guys, it's Sun Gaming, and today I'm reacting to Nerd finally gets revenge on her bully by Dhar Mann Studios. Okay, let's begin.
Hey, show me what you got. Let your shoes fall apart first.
How's that for a show?
Lucky bounce. Or watch yourself next time.
Solid practice today, ladies. I'm really seeing improvement. But we are in a tough conference, which means it's going to take a lot of discipline and a lot of teamwork. Which leads me to my decision on who is going to be team captain. Now, this person has been showing those values both on and off the field. And this is someone who's really been stepping up. Your new team captain is Carly. Congratulations.
Yes. We'll see how long this lasts.
Should I feel happy for her or what exactly? Because I'm really confused. Should I feel happy for her? Like, genuinely, should I feel happy or what? I can't feel happy for her because of the fact that I barely know her. Like, suddenly she's team captain? Okay, so. Anyway, let's continue.
Mom, I'm home.
Oh, hi, honey. How was soccer practice?
Good. You know,
Good.
we just ran some practice drills. I worked on corner kicks.
Huh?
Named me team captain.
Oh, Carly, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. It'll look so good on your college application. And if you keep it up, you can get a 4x scholarship to Berkeley, just like your cousin Julia.
Don't worry, I only think about that like every second.
Good, because I want you to achieve everything you set out to do and make lots of money so you can take care of me when I'm old.
You got it. But first, I gotta.
Yeah, I can tell immediately that her mom is selfish. The fact that when she talked about money, the first thing she mentioned was for her daughter to take care of her when she's older. Of course, her daughter will do that, but the fact that this is the first thing she mentioned kind of shows me that she's a little selfish. She didn't say so that you have a great life. She said so that you take care of me when I'm old. Like, yeah, of course her daughter is gonna take care of her when she's old, but like the fact that this is the first thing she mentions kind of shows me that she's a little selfish. You know, guys, know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue.
Gotta take care of my stomach. Coach says I need to up my protein and vegetables.
Okay.
Oh, this counts, right?
I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry we don't have more money for better food. I have to stretch every dollar we have, and oh, what if I make you some soup, huh?
Mom, don't worry about it. You just got home from work and you're tired, so you go rest, and this is fine for me.
Okay. Hello? Oh, hi, Mark. Right now? Isn't there anyone else? Okay, I'll come back. Charlotte called in sick for her shift, so I need to go back to the diner.
But didn't you just get done working?
I'm never done working. Besides, we need the money, and it's a good thing.
I just wish you didn't have to. Yeah.
Don't worry about me. Just focus on your studies, and I'll see you when I get home, okay? All right.
So, before I hand back these tests and we begin the next chapter of your AP Stats books, let's take a moment to review normal distribution for continuous variables. Who can tell me the characteristics of a normal distribution? Vicky?
Normal distribution has a bell-shaped curve, and it's symmetrical around the mean, and the curve approaches the horizontal axis but doesn't cross it.
That's correct. Now, within that framework, where does the bulk of the data lie? Anybody want to help her out? Yes, Carly.
Nearly all the data, over 99.7%, lies within 3 standard deviations from the mean.
Excellent work, Carly. And that's a very important point to remember moving forward. But before we move forward, great work.
99? What's gonna miss?
Another perfect score, Carly. Excellent work. You know, if you're doing this well in all of your classes, which I have a feeling you are, you could be our valedictorian.
I hope so. That would definitely help me get my scholarship into Berkeley.
Well, they'd be lucky to have you.
Here's a statistic for you. Based off your clothes, there's a 99.9% chance that a scholarship is the only way you could afford Berkeley. Or even community college.
I'm sorry, but what's so bad about that? The fact that it's a scholarship, if anything, means that she's actually smart and doesn't need money to get into a good college. So what's bad about that exactly? I feel like she kind of missed the point. The point is that what was her name again? Is that she basically got the grades that are so good that she can only get into college via a scholarship. Yes, but this only means that she's smart, not anything else.
See you at practice, Captain. If you can even make it there in that thing. Yeah, let's see. Uh-oh. Better call a tow truck. Or more like the funeral home. I think the car's dead.
Tuesday, AP Physics assignment due, study for AP Stats quiz, and revise AP Literature paper for Wednesday's deadline. After school, varsity soccer practice, prep for Thursday's game against Eastern, and help train the JV squad for Friday's game too.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a busy week, dear.
Helps keep me out of trouble.
Well, I know you can handle it. You've always worked so hard. You take after me.
No doubt. I just wish that,
You wish what?
nothing. Well, I just wish that the kids at school could see me the way you do. I mean, it's like no matter what I do, I'm just this poor kid with janky shoes and thrift store clothes.
Honey, if they could only see what an incredible person you are right now, someday they will. And I know you're gonna prove them all wrong. Let's get that.
Mrs. Cho, you're late on the rent. Again.
I know. I'm sorry, but
Look, we've had this conversation several times already. I'm really sorry that you lost your husband. And given the circumstances, I think I've been as lenient as I could be. And at the end of the day, I have my own bills to pay, and I depend on that rent to be paid on time and in full. Afraid this is your last warning. I don't want to have to see you go, but in the end, that's up to you.
I honestly like the fact that he's an actually kind person. It's just the circumstances. Like in the other videos, they show the landlord as being an evil person who only cares about money and is willing to kick out people immediately. But no, this guy, he's actually reasonable. Like, first of all, he tells her, hey, given the circumstances, I've been as lenient as I can be, stuff like that. And that he also depends on the rent. Like, he doesn't just take the rent for the sake of money, no. He actually takes it because he needs it. Like, those landlords that own multiple properties so they don't really depend on the money yet they still aggressively want it? I think that those types of people exist, but like, I think that this guy isn't one of them. Like, he only wants the rent because he actually needs it, not because he's been insistent. He knows that the family isn't doing well, and I think he's the type of person who would have told them, hey, don't worry about the rent if you didn't actually need it. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's continue.
It's okay, Mom. I can get a job to help you. It's not a big deal, really. I was planning on getting one anyway to buy new soccer shoes, but this is way more important.
honey, you don't have time for a job, okay? Okay, you need to focus on your studies and soccer.
No, don't worry about me. I can multitask. I'm a born multitasker. Trust me, I can handle this. I promise.
I'm so glad to finally meet you, Mrs. Cho. Is this where Carly gets her great work ethic?
Well, I do what I can, but Carly can thank her father for that.
As her gifted and education teacher, I'd say she has her whole family to thank. She's an incredible student. I mean, Carly's grades are top notch. And I hear she's just made captain. Now, in terms of her gifted individualized education plan for her senior year, she's got all the right classes that are challenging her. And it looks like a great mix of advanced placement math, science, and humanities.
So she's on the right path to a scholarship for Berkeley.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you both about. Carly, I know you've mentioned many times that going to Berkeley on a full ride is your goal. And I've mentioned Cal State Northridge is an excellent choice as well.
But we don't have to talk about that, Mrs. Mitchell. I mean, I'll get my first choice, right?
You're top tier in the classroom and on the soccer field. But colleges these days are so competitive, and if you want a realistic chance at going to Berkeley with a full scholarship, you'll need to bolster up your resume. Grades in sports just aren't enough. To stand out, you'll need more extracurricular activities.
Wait, more activities? Isn't Carly doing enough?
I know it might sound like it, Mrs. Cho, but you have to remember, your daughter is competing against the best of the best, and you need every advantage you can get.
I mean, Carly needs to remember that some people are doing the same thing she does. It's not like she's super unique in acing all of the tests and all of that. Like, I think that people sometimes forget the fact that other people that they don't know do the same thing as them, so it doesn't sound as big of a deal. For like the teacher said, for example, she can't have a realistic chance at getting to Berkeley because of the fact that there are other people who have a better chance than her because they're involved in more activities and they do the same thing as her. So I understand the teacher when she says that Carly needs to get every advantage she needs, because the more activities she has done, the more of a chance that that the college would accept her specifically instead of someone else. Because sadly, people need to remember that acing your tests isn't as rare as you might think. It's not like you're in the top 10 or anything. Like, there could be hundreds, if not thousands, of people that have done the same, just that you don't know them. So it's not like just because you did them, you'll have a realistic chance. Other people have done it as well, and they may want to go to the same college, so you'll have to do more to make yourself appear more valuable to the college than the other people. You guys know what I mean? Anyways, let's continue.
I understand that, but a teenage girl could only handle so much.
Well, if this is something she really wants, you'd be surprised at how motivated a student can be to rise to the challenge.
Oh. Theater, debate club, foreign language club, literary magazine, robotics club. Wow, these are a lot of options. Would maybe just one or two be enough to help out my application?
It's a good start.
Good start? Carly, you've already taken on a new job at the salon.
I know, Mom, but if this is what it takes, then I can handle it.
I'm sorry, but since when were people involved in multiple clubs? Isn't this how it works, that you get into one club and that's enough? Like, do people actually go to multiple clubs at the same time? Like, do they sign up to more than one club? Mind you, when I say that, I don't mean that they try the clubs out and see if it's the right thing for them. No, I mean straight up joining and, like, doing the activities. Like, since when was someone doing activities for two clubs at the same time? Since when was that a thing? Anyway.
Are you sure you're not going to get burned out?
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like my cousin Julia, she got into Berkeley with a full ride. So, crushing it runs in the family.
So I thought I would save you guys some time by, pausing the recording to get through the montage, especially because like they include the whole song, so it was like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'll basically summarize it to save you guys this time. So first of all, Carly has been doing the activities. She does really well. She aces the exams. She does really well in the club. She does really well in soccer, But then at like the last minute or so, she starts to get burned out. She starts to get a 91 instead of 100 when she usually gets 100. She starts to not do well in soccer. She starts to not do well in, the debate club, the theater club. I think there was a other club they joined, but I wasn't able to know what it was. She's essentially getting burned out. And like I like the fact that they show her doing really well at the start, but then at the end she starts to get burned out and just can't do it anymore. So I thought they would get say we got some time. Anyways, let's continue.
That's it for chapter 16. So now,
Oh yeah, and I forgot. The rich girl was the rich girl that was bullying her is becoming really happy because Scarlett's doing worse at soccer, she's doing worse in her studies, because that would make her look better, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've had forgotten to mention that. Anyways, let's continue.
as for the four main types of probability sampling, Carly, can you tell us what they are? Can you help us out, Carly?
Earth to Carly.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Give us four methods of probability sampling.
Oh, random sampling and
Vicky,
Simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, and cluster sampling.
very good, Vicky.
Okay, so her name is Vicky. Good to know.
Maybe you should try sampling some coffee.
All right, here are the tests from last time.
Okay, so she got a 90 last time in the montage. So let's see now. How worse did it get?
Finally got that elusive final point.
Okay, so Vicky aced it, so her grades got up while Carly. Okay.
Carly, I'm not used to seeing this from you. Is everything okay? Are you sure?
yep, been busy. But I promise I'll do better on the next one.
Looks like the school might have a new valedictorian. I'm talking about me if you're still having trouble processing.
Honestly, the problem is with Carly. She tried to juggle way too much. Like, okay, I think that she needs to go to clubs for extracurricular activities, but I think her doing really well in one club would look way better than doing just okay in two or three clubs. You know what I mean? Like basically, she's getting burned out. So let's see how she's gonna deal with it.
Come on, pick up the pace. Let's hustle.
Okay. What the heck was that on her arm? What the heck was that? Anyway.
Come on, Captain. Can't you keep up?
What the? What was that?
All right, that's time. Let's head for a water break and we will pick up on the drills afterwards. Carly, I need to see you here for a minute. Carly, what is going on with you? You've completely lost your hustle. I mean, after every practice, your teammates seem to be getting better, but you're getting worse.
Sorry, Coach. Just a lot has been going on, but I'm doing my best.
Okay, I have that question. What the heck is that thing? Genuinely, what the heck is that thing?
Well, maybe your best isn't good enough. You are the leader of this team. You need to set an example and step up.
If she needs a break, don't worry, Coach. I'm more than happy to pick up the slack.
Okay, that's enough. Sandy, this is not your conversation. And on top of that, I hear that your grades are slipping. If they fall far down enough, you're not going to be able to play at all.
I know, but I'm fine. Honest.
What is that on your arm?
Finally, you noticed? Like, I was just gonna ask, when is she gonna notice? Like, that thing is pretty much noticeable. Like, it isn't even hidden. Like, I'm honestly surprised that she didn't notice it beforehand.
Oh, don't know. I've just been scratching it a lot, I guess.
Okay, that does not look good. You need to go see someone about it.
Yeah, I'll find some time somehow.
Okay, are you ready to get back to work? Okay, ladies, let's head back to the goal for some shooting drills. Harley, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, fine.
The burnout is gonna go from mental to physical, huh? Okay.
Would you recommend the shampoo for split ends?
Yeah, I was gonna comment on this beforehand, but I forgot. Multitasking work and studying on the same time is pretty much impossible because here's the thing. Both require your full attention. Like, studying requires your full attention so that you understand the concepts and you're able to, answer the questions. Meanwhile, work requires attention so that you don't do something wrong. Anyway.
Excuse me, miss? Hello?
That's a great product. It's one of our keratin shampoos. It has plenty of shea butter, so it will strengthen and moisturize your hair strands. And Carly, that's what she's looking for.
Great. Can I leave this up here while I finish browsing?
Yeah, absolutely. And take your time. Carly, what are you doing? Oh, you're on the clock, okay? Put your homework away.
Sorry, I was just finishing up a couple statistics.
This is a salon, not a study hall. You do your work on your own time. Now what?
I'm fine.
Do you need to take a break or something?
I said I'm fine. Do you want me to work or not?
You know what? I don't.
Honestly, she deserves it. Like, my guy is worrying about her and she's yelling at him, telling him she's fine. Like, really?
Take your homework and your attitude and find yourself another job.
Honestly, he has the full right to do so. Like she has got a really kind boss, and yet she gives him that attitude. Like, are you kidding me? What did he do to you?
You're fired.
Okay, Dhar Mann, you've teased us enough about the pain. Can you please just tell us what the pain is? Please?
There you are. Honey, we need to talk. Mrs. Mitchell called, and I think you know why. Your grades have been slipping, and have you been falling asleep in class? Why didn't you tell me?
Because then we'd have this conversation.
Well, we're having it right now. Ever since we had that meeting, you've been pushing yourself way too hard, and
Yeah, I think Carly needs to understand that there are only 24 hours in a day. No more than that. And she's trying to push herself, like, way too hard, eh? Like, genuinely, Carly, you don't need to go that hard. Do as hard as you can, but, like, not to the point of exhausting yourself. Like, burnout is one thing because it's usually something mental, but this is getting physical. Like, what the heck?
and you've been doing way too many extracurricular activities, especially when you have a part-time job.
Well, I don't think that's gonna be a problem now. I got in a little disagreement with my boss. But don't worry. The Froyo shop is hiring, so I'm gonna go apply tomorrow.
Carly, that is crazy, okay? You're doing way too much, and it's more than you can handle right now.
But what else am I supposed to do? You heard what Mrs. Mitchell said. I have to impress the admissions counselors.
And I also heard Mrs. Mitchell say there's other options like Cal State
No,
Northridge.
there's no other options. I have to do this. I have to get into Berkeley. I made a promise.
A promise to me? Don't worry about that.
No. A promise to Dad. Dad told me about the struggles and sacrifices you both made coming to America, trying to make a better life for yourselves and for me. He said that people would look down on him because he was a poor immigrant, but it only made him work harder to prove them all wrong. So when he got sick, I promised him that I would do all the things that he wasn't able to do, and that he wanted for me to become valedictorian, to go to my dream college, and to become successful enough that you never have to worry about me again. So he's...
Carly, I don't think you realize what you're doing. You're trying to do so many things that it's gonna backfire. Like, trust me. You had a more realistic chance to get into Berkeley. I keep pronouncing the name wrong. What the heck? But like, you have a chance to get into your dream college. To your dream college, you had a bigger chance back then than now. First of all, like, why try to balance a part-time job? You guys are doing fine. Like, okay, you finally paid the rent. It's not like there is anything that's needed. So why keep working a part-time job? Focus on your studying now, since I have the right to assume that this is her last year. So just keep working so that you do well, but at least keep them to yourself. Keep them for your body to rest, for crying out loud. Like, the fact that the burnout is starting to go from mental to physical is honestly crazy. It just shows how much you're working herself.
I promised to do whatever it took to make sure his sacrifices were worth it.
And what you're doing right now is making them, I guess, go in vain, I guess. Like, genuinely, like I said, you had a bigger chance back then. Focus on a few things. This is what's called spreading yourself too thin. Like, this is why people say focus on one thing. Like, it's what they say, be great in one or two things instead of good in like 5. She's trying to be perfect in 5 when that isn't possible. Like, she's essentially starting to become okay in 5 instead of great in 2. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue.
I have to keep that promise.
Sweetheart, okay, we come from a culture that prides in hard work, but your father worked too hard, and it took over his life, and then cut it short. Because when he got sick, he didn't have enough left in him to fight. He tried to have it all, but it was all too much.
Don't you want me to be successful?
Of course I do. But most of all, I just want you to be happy. That's what...
Forget big, like, genuinely. I don't think the happy conversation needs to even happen because of the fact that she's failing. Like, if she was getting burnt out but still was getting good, like, perfect grades and all that, then I guess the conversation would have worked. But that is even working for her anymore. She started to get bad grades and blah blah blah. What I mentioned a million times. So, like, yeah, no, the happy conversation doesn't even need to happen because of the fact that she's failing. It's not like it's working for her mom to mention, but you need to be happy. It's not like it's even working. Like, again, she's spreading herself way too thin. Forget the being okay at 5 things. She's being bad at 7 at that point. Like, what? And this is what you call overworking yourself to oblivion. Plus that with spreading yourself too thin, and you get Carly.
That's what every parent wants for their child. And right now, I don't think you're very happy.
Happy? Are you serious? Mrs., you can do anything you set your mind to and take care of me when I'm old, and now all of a sudden you want me to stop working hard so I can be happy?
Is she dumb? Your grades and your performance speak for themselves. It's not like your work is even paying off for you to talk like that. Like, genuinely, what the heck is happening?
That's not what I mean.
And besides, how can we be happy with the mess that we're in right now? You're working every day to keep us out of debt. There is no food in the fridge. My soccer shoes were literally falling off my feet before I can afford to buy new ones. And we are one late rent check away from losing our home. We can't afford to be happy, Mom. We gotta work.
Again, why is she talking like that work is even working? I guess. Like, why is she talking like that? Like, again, she talks as if she's still doing pretty well with her grades and stuff like that when they're falling and she's becoming worse and everything. Like, she's talking as if nothing changed, even though her grades have her grades have fallen, her performance has fallen, everything's fallen. And yet she talks like it never happened. What the heck's wrong with her?
Ew, looks like someone didn't have time to wash their hair today. Or is it just because you use cheap dollar store shampoo? Hey, you know what? You can actually use some of that oil in your hair and rub it on your...
How about I rub you into the locker?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Carly, are you all right? Carly, can you stand up? You don't look too good.
Shit.
Honey, are you okay?
Hi, Mom. Sorry you had to leave work.
No.
I should have asked you to bring me something because the food here is kind of sus, so.
So, how is she?
Well, based on your daughter's symptoms, her health is being seriously jeopardized by her lifestyle. She's been experiencing a high level of stress, which causes a host of physical and mental manifestations. Panic attacks, itchy rash on her arm, stomach ulcers, which is what brought her here today.
I'll be fine.
Carly, this is...
Are you freaking kidding me? You're in the hospital, and yet you're saying you'll be Okay, that attitude is honestly infuriating me at that point. Like, you can't be this ignorant for crying out loud. What the heck is wrong with you? But I'll be honest, her coughing up blood surprised me. Like, I'm trying to stop myself from swearing, and yet this one made me slip. Like, what the heck? I'll be honest, I didn't even expect blood to come out. I expected it to be like something like a rash, stuff like that, not literal blood. Anyways,
Serious.
Very serious. You need to work on managing your stress and taking better care of your health. And looking at your numbers, whatever you're eating isn't helping either. It is crucial that you make some drastic changes now and do whatever you can to reduce stress until your symptoms improve.
You hear that, Carly? We'll start by slowing down on some of those activities of yours.
What? Mom, I already told you that's not an option.
This is not optional, okay? It's doctor's orders.
Oh, well, tell that to college admissions.
I'm sorry to be mad at this point. I'm disappointed right now, but trust me, sooner or later I'll become mad because what the heck is wrong with you? Like, are you kidding me? Like, tell that to your college admissions. You know what? Let's all tell them the fact that your grades have been slipping and your performance has been down. Calm down. Let's continue.
Honey, this is your health we're talking about.
It doesn't matter. I can't just throw away my dreams.
Trust me, by your grades, you've already thrown them away, my dear. Like, trust me. With those grades, you've already thrown away your dream.
But what good is a dream if your life turns into a nightmare?
Nightmares don't last forever. I'll get through this. I always do.
Isn't he or she acting similar to her father? Trying to do way too much and then getting sick because of it? Like, I'm being genuine, I say this, I'm really getting tired of her attitude, like she's making me mad, like, she's like, tell those your college admissions, have you looked at your grades? College doesn't matter at this point because your grades aren't good enough. Let's continue.
But your father didn't.
That's why I'm doing this. Don't you understand? I'm finishing what he started.
Okay. You don't need to be fighting right now. You need to relax.
I'm going to be valedictorian. I'm going to get that scholarship into UC Berkeley too. Why doesn't anyone ever believe in me?
You're freaking great. How many times do I freaking repeat? Like, really, do you think you're gonna be valedictorian and get to UC Berkeley? Oh my goodness, why is that name so hard to pronounce? Berkeley? Like, you really think you're gonna get into it with your grades? Like, again, she's talking as if your grades didn't fall and everything is still going fine. No, your grades have fallen. Is she living in an alternative universe or something? Like, is she living in an alternative universe where her grades never fell? Because that's the only thing that can explain it. Anyway.
Honey, how's the heating pad?
Feels good. I think it's helping me a lot.
Oh, I'm glad. This soup will help you too. Here you go. Okay. No more homework for now, not for a little while. How about you go out there and watch some TV?
They're not testing me on TV shows, Mom.
No, but you're testing my patience.
Trust me, she's testing my patience as well, and it's almost running out.
Oh, she's early. Carly, there's someone here to see you, okay?
It's Julie, isn't it? It's Julie telling her, but don't overwork yourself. I didn't do that, and I'm still doing well, and I'm living my life. It's gonna be Julie. It's gonna be Julie.
Hi, Auntie Barbara. Julia?
Okay, so her name's Julia, not Julie, but mine. I freaking knew that it was her. Bruh.
Julia?
Hey, Cass.
Julie, what happened?
It doesn't match the Insta pics, huh? Well, that was from a couple of months ago, back when I thought I could handle everything.
Yeah, I think Carly forgot one simple thing that I feel like most people forget about. When people post about their lives on Instagram, they only post the good parts. There are always gonna be bad parts that they don't post. Like, I still don't understand why Carly thought that what Julia was sending on Instagram was everything, because, again, people don't send everything on Instagram, they only send the good parts. Anyway.
But turns out I took on way too much. I totally overextended myself. I wasn't eating right. I was throwing up all the time.
Honestly, this is the one time where a person who had this exact same experience was needed to convince, the protagonist. I honestly accept, because I honestly hate the fact that in these types of stories, for the main character to relate, the other person has to have gone through the exact same experience. But this is the one story where I'm like, you know what, it works, because Julia has been the person that Carly has been comparing herself to, and her mom has been comparing her to. So Julia going through the exact same thing that Carly is honestly works. Unlike the other situations where I'm like, no, this is weird. Like, how would this happen? And trust me, check my other videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm being genuine. This is the one time where the other person having gone through the exact same thing honestly works. Anyways, let's continue.
And I was just wiped out. And then I really wiped out during a soccer game. I tore my ACL. Yeah, I was just pushing myself way too hard, and now I'm pushing myself in this wheelchair. Your mom said that you want everything that I had. You know, the Berkeley scholarships and everything that comes with it. Well, you know what else comes with it? A price. And it's not one that comes in money. With everything else that you have going on in your life, I
really think that you should ask yourself if it's just too much to pay, you know? Hey, don't tell anyone else I said this, but you were always so much smarter than me. No, really. And please, do not make the same mistakes I did.
But I made a promise to my dad.
And what would your dad say if he were here right now? Keep it going, kiddo? Listen, I know it's so much fun being children of hardworking immigrant parents. There's always a lot of pressure to perform. But you cannot live your life for someone else. Okay? Especially if that person wouldn't want you to be going through what you're going through right now. You can't do everything. And you're just gonna have to be okay with that. And hey, be easier on yourself. You'll be a lot happier when you do.
Yeah, a lot happier.
Here's what I'd tell Carly if I was there. Try as hard as you can without overworking yourself. If you can get into Berkeley, then congratulations. If you can't, then it's okay. Just look for other colleges that are of similar prestige. Like her teacher herself even won some good colleges, so yeah. I would basically tell her work as hard as you can in moderation. Like I add the in moderation part because of this whole thing that's happening in this video. And if she does get into Berkeley, then great, congratulations. But if she doesn't, it's okay. Just to find other colleges like the teacher said. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's what I will tell her. So, like you guys might expect, another montage happened. So basically, to summarize your time, this was like a minute or something like that. So basically, what happened was that Carly is starting to cut down. She is not going to as many advanced classes. She's quit like a lot of the clubs, stuff like that, just to save your time. Anyways, let's continue.
You both here on such short notice.
Well, with everything you've helped me with this year, when I got my college response letters, I waited to open them with you.
Thank you, Carly. That really means a lot to me. Well, what are you waiting for? Open them.
Well, which one?
Berkeley, of course.
Right? The suspense is killing me.
Honestly, I don't know if I want it to be accepted or not because both honestly have their own message. So we'll see what happens.
Dear Miss Carly Cho, thank you for your interest in our university. We received a record number of applications this year. But we regret to inform you that you were not among those selected for admission.
I'm so sorry, honey.
It's okay. You know what? With everything that's happened this year, I'm honestly not that surprised. Okay. Time for the second letter. Last one's thicker. Dear Miss Cho, on behalf of California State University Northridge, we are pleased to offer you admission to our institution, along with a comprehensive full-ride scholarship.
Congratulations, Carly. You should be very proud of yourself.
And your father would be proud of you, too.
I know. But I just wish I could still honor my promise.
What do you mean?
I know I'm not going to be valedictorian this year, but I was just hoping that I could still give a speech thanking him for everything that he's done for me, like I always told him I would.
It's okay, honey. He knows. You don't need to make a speech.
You don't need to, but if you want to. Just before you two walked in, I got an email from the principal. It appears our commencement speaker pulled out at the last minute. And instead of trying to rebook someone else, we're opening up the slot for a selected senior who submits the best speech. That could be you, Carly.
Better get writing. Please, don't put too much pressure on yourself, okay?
Hey, I heard you're gonna be giving a speech at graduation.
Oh, that'll be some speech. How you tanked your grades and lost team captain and pulled out of the play. Oh, and you didn't get into your dream school.
Really motivating. We'll be sure to remember it at Berkeley.
I have to ask, how did she get into Berkeley exactly? Did she get by a scholarship or by paying money? Because that changes it big time. I don't think her being able to go to Berkeley can be as much of a flex if she paid money to be able to be there. You know what I mean? Hmm? Anyway, might as well continue so that I finish with this.
Once a poor loser, always a poor loser.
Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to do all the stuff that was happening. I want to know, will they actually fulfill this title? Because they didn't actually fulfill it until now. But due to what just happened, I wouldn't be surprised if they fulfilled it right now, and I really hope so because, like you guys see, the video is almost over. So yeah, let's see if they fulfill it or not. Because I don't want it to be clickbait.
And I made promises to my dad, to my mom. I wanted to do right by them, but what I didn't realize was I wasn't doing right by me. I had so much on my plate. I was like one of those people you see at a buffet piling everything up onto their plate, and you look at them and you're like, dude, that's not a good idea. But I wish it were that funny. But it's deadly serious. My dad discovered that the hard way, and I was heading down the same path. I was giving everything I had, more than everything I had, to realize my dream. But it's like my mom always says, what good is a dream if it turns your life into a nightmare?
I might as well comment on that because that seems to be the life lesson. Honestly, it's really true. And I like that it isn't one of those that depends on the scenario. No, it's straight up true. What's the point of a dream if it's gonna turn your life into a nightmare?
And luckily, before it was too late, I learned a very important lesson. That sometimes you have to step back so you can move forward, and sometimes even step down. So, goodbye school play, goodbye soccer captain, and hello balance. And if you can't have it all, that's okay. Maybe you won't get into your dream school, but that won't stop you from getting a great education somewhere else. And maybe you can't get all A's in all your classes, but that doesn't mean you're not learning what you need to succeed. And maybe you won't fulfill every promise you make to the people that you love, but if they truly love you, they just want what's best for you. They just want you to be happy. And I may not be valedictorian, and maybe I can only say this because I didn't achieve my goal, but I know for a fact that the old saying is true. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll still land among the stars. Thank you, and congratulations to our class!
You might think that that's the end of Carly's story, but it...
Wait a second. Dhar Mann is narrating. Like, the reason I'm pointing this out every time is because of the fact that Dhar Mann is rarely narrating anymore, so that's why I honestly point it out every time. Anyways, might as well say.
It was just the beginning. After graduating college with honors, she embarked on a wildly successful career. And it was only possible because of what she went through. You see, Carly didn't just learn academics in school. She learned how to manage her life and how to succeed without overextending herself. And boy, did she succeed.
Well, why don't you try consolidating your debt? Makes it easier to pay off that way.
Well, yeah, but then the percentage goes up. I mean, come on, you know how expensive Berkeley is with an interest like that?
I freaking knew it. What's the point of flexing that you went to Berkeley if it means that you actually just paid for it instead of actually going through it with a scholarship?
It's gonna take me decades to pay off.
Oh, hey, isn't that Carly's mom? She still live around here, right?
Probably still does. Still shacking it up with mommy in that dump.
What a success story she was.
Hey, Mom. Did she get the keys to the landlord yet?
No, she didn't.
I'm so sorry. I got so excited about moving into my new condo. I knew I forgot something. Here you go.
I'm happy for you, Mrs. Cho. After all you've been through, it's great to see you getting taken care of.
Thank you. That's my daughter.
Now, I'll be honest, can I consider this title to be true? I guess that Carly kind of got revenge on Vicky indirectly, I would say, but I honestly don't know if I should consider this clickbait or not. Anyways, let's continue. What the?
You have got to be kidding me. How did she pull
Okay, can someone explain to me how the heck did this even happen?
that
Okay.
off?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Different video. Different video entirely. Different video. Go to that screen. Perfect. Okay, that's a different video, but still. I was not ready for that last one. You know what? There's no point in me getting back to the older video, anyways. But like, yeah, this was honestly a really great video. It teaches a good message, and they made me laugh at the end because this was unexpected. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. On the left is my most recent video. On the right is a video YouTube recommends, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.